I'm Gil Orrin of the Summit Football Alumni Association, and we're at Anderson Fieldhouse at Metro Holmes Field. One of the first things that head coach John Liberato did when he was appointed head football coach at Summit High School, he said, every week we're going to have the Hilltopper of the Week, somebody that symbolizes the tradition and history of Summit football. Be with the team the whole week in practice and give a pep talk and so on and so forth. No one can embody the spirit of Summit football, the history of Summit football, more than Dom Guida. Dom, welcome to Summit Football 2007.
Thank you very much, Gil. I really appreciate it, and the kind words. When you get to be a man of my age and so forth, you appreciate any good words you can hear from somebody that you've known for so many years.
Dom, we were talking about a week ago. 60 years ago, you were in the locker room over at Memorial Field, putting on the maroon and white, and here you are 60 years later, you're the Hilltopper of the Week. It's great, isn't it?
Oh, I tell you, it's really super, Gil, and I guess it goes along with the word that many people have been interviewed here and been to Hilltop, especially with you, of the carry-on of tradition and so forth. And I'll tell you what, I'm just so enthused and ecstatic about this.
Here you are 60 years later after a great playing career, youth football, 4 boys that played at Summit that we'll talk about, and you're still involved. What keeps you involved in Summit football?
The tradition, Gil. Growing up with this and always hearing about, well, people who have had names that have, like, since passed on.
Coach Cornog.
Oh, Coach Cornog, unbelievable. Here we go, yeah. And his favorite name for me, because I'm left-handed, was Lefty Louie. Every time he calls, he says, hey, Lefty, here we go, get over here. But, you know, these are memories, Gil. They're memories, and to be honest with you, I still feel if I attend a game, and even as now, they play the Star-Spangled Banner, the national anthem, and I still feel like I'm standing on the field with the helmet off right here, taking part.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful. I think it's interesting for the younger people to know when you went to Summit High School and you were a freshman, today they have freshman football, they have a couple of sophomore games, they have a JV team and a varsity. How was it in 1944 or 5 when you were a freshman at Summit High School?
Gil, as a freshman, you were not allowed to play varsity. Not allowed to play varsity sports, not by the parents, but by the school system. And I remember as a freshman, friends of mine, Cosmo Pedicini, Red Ahern, who coached here in Summit and was a teacher here, and we got special.
Wait a minute, you forgot somebody. Art Cottrell.
Artie Cottrell, no, Artie Cottrell as a 9th grader had gone to Our Lady of the Valley.
Oh!
He came here as a sophomore. He came back as a sophomore.
Okay.
So the 3 of us got permission to play baseball, but as a sophomore, then you could play for varsity sports, but that was automatic. As a sophomore, you just definitely played JV, and that's all you did.
It's a long time ago, but do you remember the first time you carried the ball as a wingback for Summit High School?
It was unbelievable. As I said, if you played JV, and then if you were good enough, and as a junior, you dressed varsity, and you may have gotten in a couple of games. Well, I guess I consider myself lucky enough to have lettered. But I remember our quarterback at that time was Sonny Clark. And, boy, you talk about guys who could throw the ball. I wish people nowadays could have seen him throw passes. But I came in, and he looks at me, and he said, play hard. And I just nodded. And the second place, he called an inside reverse because I was the wingback. And he looked at me, and he said, do you know how to run this play? And I said, sure I do. And he said, I'm looking, I'm thinking, and all of a sudden we're running the play ball, and I think I picked up 8 yards. So I looked at him and I said, 8 yards, good enough. He said if you'd cut to the outside, you would have gone all the way.
That's an upperclassman telling the underclassman, you can do better.
Without a job.
And that was 8 yards was great, and you had a wonderful career there. Throwing the ball, you said about Sonny Clark throwing the ball. Let's talk about throwing the bull. You guys get together at Marco Polo. Tell us just briefly how that started, and it goes back to the spirit of Summit football.
You're absolutely right, Gil. I remember Steve Schroeder saying this, and he said, like, you're always told you never remember the student sitting next to an English class or whatever class, but you certainly remember plays on the field and your friendships. And it had gotten to be like 4 of us. There was a Bill George who graduated in 1945.
Everybody knows Bill George.
Everybody knows Bill George. And Artie Cottrell, Red Ahern, and myself, we used to just get together and BS, and that's what it was. And
throw the bull.
Yes. And going to Marco Polo and staying there. And what it's grown into now is we've gone from that number of 44 guys talking about the games, talking about sports, et cetera, et cetera. And I guess like now we have 34 people that show up. 34.
That's great. And is the bull thrown?
Oh, absolutely. And it gets bigger and better all the time.
Dom, you produced you and Barbara, we'll talk
Barbara.
about Barbara in a minute, produced 4 boys that wore the maroon and white. Give them in the order that they played.
Okay. Robert was the oldest, and he played, and he was a cornerback, played just defense. David was the second oldest, and he was a linebacker. And following him was Daniel, and he was, I guess let's say, a running back and played safety. And years later, here comes Andrew, and the same thing. He was a wing back and played cornerback.
Played defense as
yes.
well. Let's talk about Barbara. This is Barbara is from Summit, right?
Yeah.
She's the boss.
Summit. She's Is it any different in anybody else's family?
If it is, they don't know it.
They don't know it is right. Yeah, Barbara was born in Summit, and and I guess when you think back,
Barbara Wiatrowski.
Barbara Wiatrowski.
Because I played with her brother, Steve.
Steve, and again, Gil, Steve asks about you all the time. He really does, and here we are. We're figuring after a while, hey, we're going to get married. I'm not going to go through all the other routines and everything else that happened, but we figured, okay, our parents are here. We're here, going to town, moving out of town. Gil, we looked for houses, we looked at things, and I said, there was no way. So we stayed here, and it was like our so-called starter house, right, Gil? And, we thought again about moving again, and I said, no way. We're staying.
We're happy.
We're happy. I'll tell you, I love this town. I do.
The town loves you, Don. Summit Youth Football today is 35 coaches, 300 players, and a big schedule, and all the regalia of uniforms and so on and so forth. Briefly, tell us, you started Summit Youth Football. Tell us how it started and how you got that first push.
Gil, it's amazing when I think back of, yes, it was recreation football, and it was just a program of the recreation department.
It'd be intramural.
Yeah, intramural, all in Summit, and all we did was meet on a Saturday. And what we would do is teach everybody the fundamentals of the game, stances and so forth, how to carry the ball, how to tackle, how to block. And all we did was scrimmage against each other. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit to now we've got a group of 8th graders. We're meeting, again, only on Saturday. We're down to, 14 kids?
They wanted to see someone in another color jersey.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. So I went in and I talked to the director of recreation at that time, who was Bob Lesher. And I told him how I felt about the program, and that it was a dying program, and a way to pick it up was we have to have some kind of outside competition. So he allowed me, after a little discussion back and forth and so, he said, okay, I'm going to allow you to play like 2 controlled scrimmages against out-of-town teams. So I said, great, that's all I needed.
The door was open.
Door was open, and boy, it blew wide open, because I called Milburn and I called, it was Chatham at that time, and said, we got to get together, this is what we have to do for the programs, etc. And at that time, and I'll never forget, it was Jim Doogie Gwathney, was an 8th grader. And I called him that evening, and I said, Doogie, get in touch with everybody, going to spread the word around. I said, Saturday, we're going to start getting ready, and we're going to scrimmage, have a controlled scrimmage with coaches on the field against Milburn. So we went to that limited number, like I said.
14 became what?
14 became 32. 14 became 32, and we flew from there, Gil.
The rest is history. And Dom, you and I could talk about Summit football for another 2 hours or more. I'm not sure everybody would be interested. Maybe they would, maybe they wouldn't. But it's been very interesting to hear about Summit football from your perspective. Dom, you are Summit football, and thank you for all you've done.
Thank you. May I make one comment?
Yes.
And don't interrupt me.
No.
All I wish is that the people in Summit knew Gil Orn as I know him and what he has meant to Summit football. Nobody knows as much about Gil as I do.
This is about Dom Guida, Dom.
And Gil.
Thanks.
Gil.
Thanks, Dom.
Good evening, I'm Mark Weidman of the Summit Video Productions, and welcome to another edition of Summit Sports Specials. Tonight we visit Hanover Park, where John Liberato first started his coaching career, and I'm here tonight with Frank Ria.
Mark, glad to be here, and Summit will be kicking off. Summit 1-3, visiting Hanover Park Hornets 2-2. They are the Hornets.
The Bees, the Hornets. Not the Nats. Like
Edgar Ozil, number 10, kicking off. It's down to about the 20. And nice tackle by Adem Kalushi, 27, and followed up by number 23, Mikey Vitale. Hanover Park's first play from scrimmage. Spread everybody out. 4 wide receivers, 2 to both sides. Man in motion. Fake pass, rolls, and a very nice play by number 80, Kevin DelleDonne, who did his job as a defensive end, not letting the quarterback get outside of him. So good start, Mark.
I guess you can't ask for a better start than this. A lot of expectations being in Hanover Park, and a real chance to win this game.
Second down. Nice tackle by Timmy Kane. Hanover Park with 3 receivers to one side, like they are here, and then they throw to the left side. Out to number 80, who has a tough time holding on to the ball. And Hanover Park forced the punt, and they have a kind of a strange punting formation. It's kind of like rugby. He runs and then punts. And
well, those few steps, Frank, I would think would give the players more time to go down and tackle the player. They get an extra 3 or 6 yards.
Right, and then they also fake off that. Summit's first play from offense. Belly keep pass. Oh, Eggert pulls it down and runs and gets a nice yardage on that. So he looked to pass first and then run. Here's Matt Ria, first down.
That was Matt's only carry of the game. Edgar had 7 carries for 32 yards.
Edgar back to pass again. Throwing out. A little high over Mikey Vitale. Looks like a screen, and this was a tough one to watch from the stands. It looked like it was a screen to Mikey Vitale, perhaps. It was intercepted by Hanover Park, so they get the first break of the game. And a lot of teams call that the ace package, dart, but what you do is you're in a shotgun and you have one back, and you either give it to him or fake it to him. That time Hanover Park gave it to him, and he got very little yards. 2nd and 10. That one was tipped, but still caught by number 80 of Hanover Park. It was tipped at the line of scrimmage. So now you have about a 3rd and 4. Once again, fake the dart. Quarterback runs. Gets the first down. You can tell he's pretty quick right there.
He looks like he's got some jackrabbit moves. Left, right, right, left. He was hopping all over the place for a first down.
Yep, first down. Option, nice option. And Andre Torres knocks him out of bounds. So Hanover Park running the option play. Quarterback runs and then pitches at the last second.
Frank, are these all wide receivers?
Yeah, what they do is, here's the option to the left, and again a nice option, and a nice running, and finally Matt Rourke tackles them. What they do is, Hanover Park's an east-west team. They run sideline to sideline, not north-south. Here's the other dart play, and touchdown. So it's an early score by Hanover Park, 6-0. What Hanover Park does is they go east-west. They don't really go north-south. They're always running sideline to sideline and passing sideline to sideline horizontally. And that's the extra point.
Well, they scored on that option pass again, on that option play, and they seem to use that constantly all night long.
Right. It's a tough play to defend. Kickoff. So Danny Feeney, I believe, with a nice return right here. Gets out to about the 39-yard line. Number 42, Danny Feeney.
Danny Feeney had 2 returns during the game for 18 yards. Matt Rhea returned twice also for 20 yards.
And that's Matt Rourke for no yardage. Again, giving it to Matt Rourke. Nice big hole. And a nice run right here. And you can see his speed. Caught finally by the safety, number 4 for Hanover Park, who's also their quarterback. So we're at the 10-yard line here, Mark, down 7-0. It's important for us to score right here.
First down, Summit.
That was a big chunk of Matt's 130 yards out of 16 carries. What's expected here is 1st and 10 at the 10, so 4 plays to get 6 points.
So here you go. Gives it to Mike Vitale on first down, and he's stopped at the line.
Number 23, Vitale.
And we're also trying to spread them out here, Mark. We have 4 wide receivers trying to spread them out. That's just a little underthrown, and so now we have a big 3rd and 12. Big play right here. And nice throw by Edgar there, and a catch by number 6, Matt Rhea, for a touchdown. And at 7-6, and Edgar saw the receiver who was not being covered closely. We kicked the extra point there to make it 7-7, and he hits the right receiver in that formation. Hanover Park seemed a little surprised by our 4 wide receiver set.
Well, that was beautiful timing and a perfectly placed pass.
We're kicking off again. Nice kick.
Tie game 7-7.
Down to about the 3-yard line. And Zach Wheat slows him down, number 25.
Along with Adam Koloshi, 27.
Once again, they're trying to spread us out. They throw short. And it's a catch by number 2. And they had some really good skilled players, Hanover Park. They had some good wide receivers. Trips up top.
There you go, Frank. They're going left and right. They're going east-west every play.
Yep, nice tackle by Mikey Vitale there.
Cardellino on the keeper.
We're showing blitz, and I think we stopped them there. It's going to be a number 6, Griffin Dottle, and we did stop them. So now you have 4th and 1, and they're set up in their little rugby-type punting.
And watch the fake punt.
Of course, we've seen this before, and they do fake it, and they do get the first down. Although it was very close.
That is close.
I did not think they had it, but once again, being the fan that I am, it looked like he was short.
Depends what side of the field you're sitting on. If you were in the Hanover Park side, you know he made it.
And there's a dart series again, giving it to the one back, the only back left. So quarterback could either hand it to him or run. A little shovel pass to him.
Inside handoff to Nagy.
The two inside linebackers for Summit, number 34, Kevin McNanny, number 26, Matt Rourke. Two corners, number 1, Andre Torres, number 20, Timmy Kane. And here's the shovel play again. And
A big gain for Hanover
big
Park.
gain and tackled by, again, oh, couldn't see that. The two safeties are Mikey Vitale, number 23, and number 6, Matt Rhea. And defensive line is Adam Kalushi, Griffin Doddle, Kevin DelleDonne, and Andrew Kaminsky, along with number 85, Keith Schoeninger. And there again is the option. It's a tough play. There's, the quarterback can either hand it off, run it himself, or pitch it. So you have 3 different options here. He's run it very well early in the game.
Then what you need is 3 different defenders so that they can all take one of the options, and we usually had 1 or 2 probably. Well, that east-west certainly went north-south on that one.
There's a penalty flag there. Holding. And I thought the hold was way after the play, so somebody gets a break there. The running option left.
Hanover Park rushed 32 times for a total of 172 rushing yards.
It's the end of the first quarter with 7-7, and somebody came in slight underdogs in this game, I would say, and so they gave a good first quarter there, Mark.
Looked like each team played equally well. It should be a tie game right now.
Right. Nice throw and catch. So once again, Hanover Park looks like they're really starting to knock on the door here for a second score. They got 3 receivers up top. They're running option left. And I believe there's a fumble and we recover. And when you run the option, especially on the high school level, a lot of good things can happen, Mark, and a lot of bad things. And in that case, that was a fumble.
I think if the quarterback shovels it too quickly, the receiver's surprised and it'll bounce off his shoulder pads.
Egger back to pass, throws out, hits his receiver for about a 7-yard gain. That was Mikey Vitale, number 23, a team captain.
Mike had 5 receptions last week for a total of 54 yards.
Here's the belly play again to Matt Rourke. So you got a 3rd and short. Early on, we had trouble running the ball consistently. Later on, we do run the ball a lot better. 3rd and a short 1. Maybe less than 1. So here's a big play right here. We give it to Matt Rourke. I got to believe he has it. Let's see where the spot is. Yep, first down. And we fake it there, and
Edgar just couldn't get around the outside. There were too many Hanover Park players.
we try a little pop pass to the tight end there, and it gets knocked down, so it's a 3rd down. We're running our own dart series here, our ace. And Coach Librato calls the timeout. Didn't like what he saw. Throws it out, and that was almost intercepted. And I'll tell you, that number 4, the quarterback safety, was a very good player. Here's a punt. Off to the side. And it's 7-7, 9-10 to go, second quarter.
Edgar had 4 punts last week for a whopping average of 45 yards per punt.
He's a great kicker.
So although Summit didn't take advantage of everything there, Frank,
Right.
they got good
Is that an
field
interception? Looks like it tipped off, and interception by number 6, Matt Rhea. And that's what you practice, that little tip drill there.
That's the tip drill, and that's momentum Summit.
Summit on their own 48. Fakes him out Rourke, and
Momentum Hanover Park.
Now we're back at our own 42. I guess they gave us a good spot. Throw up the sideline, go over Matt Rhea's head there.
That looked like it was thrown to the wrong side, Frank. It went more left, and he should have gone more right.
Could be.
And that went a bit high.
So we're back in punting. So that interception we failed to capitalize. What a punt. Look at that thing. That's going to go out right at the 5-yard line. So we got them pinned. And I think the game here, we really take over. Andre Torres makes a big play right there. They're back at their 3. And I think Hanover Park starts getting a little shaky here.
Summit does look good here. Andre Torres had 5 tackles. Mike Vitale had 6 for the game. Kevin DelleDonne 7. Matt Ruark had 7 tackles for the game, and McNanny had 8.
Right, and that was another nice tackle by Mikey Vitale. And we're really starting to, there's some big hits right there. Mikey Vitale again.
Summit defense looks good, Frank.
Well, we're starting to get a little confident. Everybody's going to the ball.
And look what they're doing. Interceptions, they're recovering fumbles.
Halfback pass here. And, Andre Torres almost intercepted that. So they try the halfback pass, which is one of my favorite plays. And Andre's a little shook up, but he continues to play the rest of the game. But I think he landed on his shoulder, perhaps. There. 5 wide receivers, east-west again, Mark.
And Summit smelled it for a very short gain.
They're back to punt. And we blocked this. I think Keith, oh, you know what? It looks like 54, Dobuchevsky blocked it. We get the ball back. We blocked their punt right around the 15-yard line, and we got to punch this in right here. We're in the power I. 2 fullbacks. We give it to Vitale. Gets a couple. 2nd and 8.
That blocked punt, Frank, was recovered by Keith Schonger.
Yeah. Fake it. Throws it out. A little short again. 3rd down now. We're in the power I.
Looks like illegal procedure, Summit.
That hurt us. So now you have a 3rd down. We try a fade pattern to Kevin Lockhart and just off his hands. And now we're setting up for a field goal here. I think it's about 33 yards.
Well, that's certainly within Edgar's range, and as you can see, that would have been good at 50 yards, but it was wide left.
Wide left, long enough, and that was a chance for us to take the lead. 3:45 to go, 2nd quarter, 7-7. They try again a little reverse counter, and Kevin McNanny, 34, number 80, Kevin DelleDonne.
They sandwiched that Hanover Park player on that one.
Another little pass out. And we now have 5 or 6 guys at the ball at the point of attack on each play. Little shovel pass, they did this all day. And again, number 27, Adem Kalushi, who is the most improved player on the team at this point, Mark. He's playing a great. We almost blocked that again. And good coverage by Hanover Park.
Total rushing yards for the game, 172 for Hanover Park and 166 for Summit. Passing-wise, Summit attempted 25 passes, only completed 6 last week, Frank.
Vitale on the 2nd down gets about 11. Nice pass out to Mikey Vitale. We're at our own 45. Edgar, good protection. Throws off the hands of Kevin Lockhart. A little pressure there. Gets sacked. That was good coverage on. Good coverage by Hanover Park. We give it to Matt Rourke, trying to maybe trip them up, try to trick them a bit, running the ball.
So now we're 4th and 10 with a minute left.
Right. And that was kind of weird. No one was quite sure if the whistle had blown or not blown. And number 4 picks it up, and we were kind of Not really sure what was going on, and he almost breaks this. He gets it out to the 42. And now they have a couple last plays. We blitz. Their quarterback's rolling out. He throws. Incomplete. Good coverage again. Andre Torres has become the shutdown corner. Good coverage again. He's out of bounds there, but it was a great catch by number 2. But he was not in bounds. There was some question as to whether he was in or out. He was out.
In high school, you have to have 2 feet in bounds, Frank. He might have had 1 foot in bounds, but not 2. In the
Right.
pros, 2 feet. In college, you only need 1.
And that's the end of the half. 7-7.
Hi, I'm Melissa Washka. I'm a senior and I'm a captain of the cheerleading squad, and I've been cheerleading since freshman year.
Hi, I'm Angela Gambino. I'm a senior and I've been cheering since my sophomore year in high school.
Hi, I'm Kelly Mayer. I'm a senior and I've been cheering for 8 years.
Hi, I'm Christina Hobson. I'm a senior and I've been cheering for 8 years.
Hi, I'm Krista Halleck. I'm a senior at Summit High School and I've been cheering for 8 years.
Hi, I'm Monica Koulis. I'm a senior in high school and I've been cheerleading since 8th grade.
Hi, I'm Sarah Jane Abbott. I'm a senior and I've been cheering since I was a sophomore.
Hi, I'm Sarah Poor. I'm a junior and I've been cheering since sophomore year.
I'm Natalie Herrera. I'm a senior and I've been cheering since 4th grade, so that makes it 8 years, and I'm a captain.
Hi, I'm Karen Peraza. I'm a sophomore and this is my first year cheering.
Hi, I'm Nina Lima and I'm a sophomore and I've been cheering since 5th grade.
Hi, I'm Melanie Porras. I'm a freshman and I've been cheering for 6 years.
Hi, I'm Kat Claypool. I'm a freshman and I've been cheering since 5th grade.
Hi, I'm Simone Floyd. I'm a freshman at the Summit High School and I've been cheering since 4th grade.
Hi, I'm Andrea Quintero. I'm a freshman at Summit High School and I've been cheering since 4th grade.
Hi, I'm Ashley Hallis and I'm a freshman at Summit High School and I've been cheering for 6 years.
Hi, I'm Ellie Tarrant. I'm a freshman in high school and I've been cheering for 1 year.
Hello, I'm Natalia Angelo. I'm a freshman this year at SHS and I've been cheering for 6 years.
Let's go, Summit!
Okay, the captains are number 80, Kevin DelleDonne, number 10, Edgar Ozels, number 26, Matt Rourke, and number 23, Mikey Vitale, and the game captain is number 27, Adam Kalushi.
So beginning of the second half, Frank, 7-7. What do you think?
Yeah, pretty even, and I think everybody's kind of surprised. Summit's playing very well. Hanover Park kicks off. Matt Riaz gets the ball and gets upended about at the 34-yard line. They snap it back to Edgar and gets back to the line of scrimmage. Edgar back to pass, throws, and incomplete pass right around the first down marker. So that's a big play. Edgar Ozels back to pass. Tries to run the slant, and I'll tell you, we're just missing.
There's two in a row that just they hit the hands, but they just didn't stick.
Look at this punt. They have trouble picking it up, but he breaks it again, and Matt Rourke makes the tackle. And I got to tell you, they have some very good, skilled players, and they're very fast. We tip the ball all day. Now we tip it. Keith Schellinger tips it, and it goes back to the quarterback, and he catches it. So
it's a pass to himself for a loss.
It seems like we had 3 or 4 tips at the line of scrimmage. The guys are getting their hands up. There's that jet sweep, that dart series, not the jet sweep. And once again, we do a nice job on that play.
Summit did intercept the ball 3 times last week. Hanover Park intercepted 1 Summit pass.
Once again, they tried the option and bad pitch, and they're forced to punt again on a 4th and long. They punt, and he gets this. He shanks this. I guess that's what you call it, right? It's like a 10-yard punt. We get the ball at the 45 mark. Excellent field position.
Some of the best field position all year for the Hilltoppers.
We run belly with Matt Rourke.
Right up the middle, first down, 11 yards.
And right here, we start running belly a lot. And we start running Mikey Vitale's blocking for Matt Rourke, and we just start.
There's another 5 or 6. It's looking good, Frank.
Right.
Defense is playing great tonight. The offense is on the move, and it's a tie game.
We run belly the other way. And again, we get about 5 or 6. Maybe 5. We just keep running belly. And quick feet by Matt O'Rourke. And I'll tell you, right now, I think all the Summit fans are very excited. We're running the ball, which we haven't done in a few years, and we're just running right at them. Hanover Park's showing blitz. We run belly. This time, Edgar keeps, so it's the belly keep.
And he still got a couple of yards there.
Yep.
2nd down and 7.
Right. We go big right there. We put Kevin McNanny in to be the blocker, and he blocks for Matt Rourke, and we have 2 big guys in the backfield there, and we're just getting some nice yardage. And
We got stuff there, but you can't make 7 yards on every single play.
Right.
And that's not the end of the world either.
Again,
Tipped at the line of scrimmage. What do we have? 3rd down coming up, Frank?
yep, that's it right here.
Into the end zone.
And this is a heartbreaker. This is a 102-yard return. And I'll tell you, Andrew Kaminsky, number 55, never gives up on this. He runs 90 yards after.
I think they both had the same speed.
Yeah.
The other guy was ahead by 1.5 yards, and that's the way he ended up.
Right.
Well, that's a heartbreaker right there.
Yeah, we were driving, and they intercept and go all the way the other way, and it's now going to be 14 after this extra point, 14-7. So momentum, Mark.
Well, there's no good news there, but the good news is you get the ball back.
We're showing that we can run the ball on Hanover Park, so let's see what happens now. They're kicking off.
You have to look at it as let's just run down the field, and we got another tie game.
Squib kick to Feeney, picks it up. Little stutter step, nice, gets to about the 30. And Hanover Park now has gotten kind of rejuvenated. Again, we give it to Mikey Vitale, nothing there. 2nd and 10, Edgar back to pass. And off the fingertips. So we got a 3rd down right here. And we hit Kevin DelleDonne. I believe that's enough for a 1st down.
Looks like 11 yards. 1st and 10. Somebody's going to tie the game up on one play here.
We hit Mikey Vitale, and this play was open all day. I think Mikey, how many catches did Mikey have?
Vitale had 5 catches for 54 yards. Kevin DelleDonne had 1 for 11, Frank, and Matt Rhea had 1 for 11.
Right. That was a little off the fingertips of Matt.
2nd down.
Yeah, we got guys open here. I mean, we're just missing. And they intercept there and get it back down to our 35. 1st and 10, Hanover Park. Mark, next week, Parsippany Hill Vikings travel to Tatlock to play the Summit Hilltoppers, and I believe Parsippany Hills is 4-1 and has a very good program.
Well, they've been at the top of the league along with West Essex for a couple of years, Frank.
Right, I think their only loss this year was to Morris Hills, and so they'll come in, and Summit will need a win to stay in the playoff hunt. That's an incomplete pass. And the following week they play Dover. Summit plays Dover Tigers at home, and then they end the season, their conference schedule, with Weequahic and Morris Hills on the road.
Hanover Park here late in the 3rd quarter, Frank, is getting ready. Looks like there's a nice tackle for a loss.
Yeah, Kevin McNanny, 34, blitzes, and he just runs downhill there and shoots the gap and
Kevin had 2 tackles last week for losses. Kevin DelleDonne had 4 tackles for losses. And Szymanski and Schonger had 1.
Yeah, when you start making tackles for losses and you're on the other side of the ball making tackles, that's good. It means we're winning. We're starting to win some of the. Scrimmage battles. Somebody gets the ball. We run belly again to Matt Rourke. He gets a good 5 yards. Maybe more, maybe about 6.5, 7 yards. And what's happening now is we're starting to get a little inconsistent. Beginning of the fourth quarter, we're down 14-7. We're doing well, but we're starting to get a little inconsistent on some of our offensive plays. We're not as crisp as we were the first 2.5 quarters. We fake a punt here. And Hanover Park, who's well coached by Dan Gregory, who I believe was the former defensive coordinator under John Liberato at Hanover Park. They were not fooled on that. They run a sweep here. And once again, if you watch Hanover Park, like I said before, they really run east-west. Everything's sideline to sideline, which helps us a little. There was a blocking below the waist penalty there, which really helps us out. Fine tackle there by number 40, Jeff Szymanski. He's done a nice job all year.
We'll call that one a tackle for a no gain.
He's a senior, Jeff. He's been with the program.
The Summit's only behind by 1 touchdown, Frank. This is a game. But you are nervous if you're on the Summit side, just the way things have gone down the last few minutes.
Here's the option again. Once again, we tackle the quarterback. Dottle and Szymanski, up by Szymanski. 9:23 to go. We're down by a touchdown. We need a big stop here. It's 4th and about 18, maybe 20. And they run option right. And I'll tell you.
There's a situation, Frank, where there was only 1 player to cover the 2 offensive guys, and you can't do both. And that's why they got a big gain.
Yeah, we stop them about 3 yards short there. So we get the ball. And all we need here is a drive. We try to hit the tight end. 2nd down. Again, we throw. Complete. Oh, not complete to Andre Torres. So it's a big 3rd and 10 here. And we go deep up the sideline, and it's out of bounds. So we're forced to punt. 3 and out. We punt. Again, a nice punt. It bounces. They pick it up. And number 6, Matt Reed makes a tackle right around our 40-yard line. So Hanover Park has great field position. They got trips right. Again, the dart series. And I'll tell you, we were not fooled. And Kevin DelleDonne, how many tackles did he have total? Number 80?
He had 7 for the game, but for the entire game, but 4 of them were for losses.
Yeah, he seems like he's around the whole time. They complete there. So now it's a 3rd and 5. And they're running option again.
There they are. There's a lot of Summit players.
Mikey Vitale.
And they got through him.
Yep.
That time it was covered, and he got through him. So that's going to be the ball game there. That touchdown's a killer.
They ran the option there. We had them stopped.
We had that play.
We had it defended, and they scored.
5 defenders.
They had some nice running backs, nice skilled players. They kicked the extra point there, 21-7. We felt we matched up pretty well against Hanover Park, but they did have some nice skilled players. They squib it here. Mikey Vitale, 23, picks it up, and he gets a nice run back to our 42-43.
That's good field position for Summit. Passing again. Looks like nobody's open here.
Edgar throws. Is that a catch? Yep, they gave him a catch. That was a great catch by Mikey Vitale. He runs here. Runs a little sweep, turns it up. Gets about 7 or 8. 9, 10.
They're doing what they have to do to get back in the game. That's 2 or 3 really nice plays in a row.
I'll tell you what, you look at number 23, Mikey Vitale. He can play on my team.
What year is Mike?
He's a senior, but he gives it all he has every play. Edgar, nice run there for about 9 yards, 8 yards. we're running option here, and Edgar just, instead of pitching, he just takes it. So
That's why they call it the option.
it was the option. I think that's the belly keep option, so he could either run or pitch it.
Is that the 10-yard line, Frank?
Yeah, we're down at their 10.
Oh!
And
Nobody catches that.
off of everybody's hands. But
Summit had an opportunity on the original, but it bounced off the receiver's chest.
There's Mikey gets stopped there. So now we have a third.
3rd and 10.
Yep.
Knock, knock, knock.
We run belly there. We get about 5. So now it's 4th and a long 7.
Field goal won't do here.
Now you're down 2 touchdowns. We fake belly. We run the slant.
A little high and a little long.
We got the coverage we wanted. They start running out of their end zone.
You know, Frank, 21-7, it's almost like the score could have been 21-20. Summit there's only a couple minutes left in the game. They're knocking at the door. They're how close to winning these games?
Well, the good news is we're getting close. We're starting to play enthusiastic. We're getting a lot better tackling on the defense side of the ball. Offensively, we're starting to really move the ball. And
I think the defense this year it stands out a lot, Frank.
right, it's much improved.
Much improved. They've got some interceptions, fumbles. The opposition has scored on a few interceptions. You can't blame the defense for that.
They're the way they punt. They try not to let anybody return it. They constantly punt so that you can't return the ball. It's kind of interesting rugby type punting.
That's the end of the game, Frank.
This is Frank Greer, Summit Football Alumni Association, with Coach Liberato and Captain Kevin DelleDonne. Tough game, Coach. Your thoughts?
My thoughts are our kids played their hearts out, and they represented the community of Summit and Summit football in great fashion today. I just wish I could have done something to help our kids get into the end zone. Like I said, our kids played their hearts out, and like I said last week, we ask our kids to play to the best of their God-given abilities. Our kids came out here tonight, and they left it all on the field. They really did a nice job, and I'm extremely proud of them.
Well, same thing from the fans. We thought the team gave 110% effort, and that's all we can ask for.
Yeah, like I said, I wish I could have done a better job getting us in the end zone. These guys did a great job. I'm real proud of Kevin. He had a great game.
Kevin, your thoughts?
I mean, sometimes things just don't go your way. It's no one's fault. I mean, that's just what happens. I mean, the line did an awesome job tonight. I got to give thanks up to them, and we're not going to let this set us back. We're going to go out there this week, get ready for Parsippany Hills.
That's it. Back to you, Mark.
Thank you.